Hi Elaine, thank you for your letter. Let's have a look at what you did here. So you had to write a letter about being a student on a short course in another country. Your accommodation was arranged by the course provider, but there is a major problem, right? So you had to say what the problem is. One, describe the accommodation you thought you were getting and ask the provider to solve the problem. Okay, you have three beautiful body paragraphs which mirror the structure of the bullet points in the task. So let's see how it works. Dear Sir, Madam, perfect beginning, and you end with your sincerely and your full name, first name, last name. Perfect, perfect. I always look at this first of all. I'm writing to you. I guess you forgot the apostrophe here, right? So apostrophes are not that small of a punctuation thing. So let's make sure that we always have all the punctuation necessary. Writing to you as I'm, again, apostrophe, currently studying uh, in my course abroad. You don't study your course, you are studying in a course, or you're currently enrolled in a course abroad in New Zealand, and I'm having apostrophe having a major problem, not and, probably a major problem with my accommodation. Okay. And then you go, my accommodation is located. Uh, Make sure you avoid situations like this. If you have my accommodation at the end of this sentence and again my accommodation at the beginning of the next one, this is bad style. You have to make sure that you don't have repeats like this. You can say, it is located in an extremely remote area, and this it in here would point directly to the previous noun mentioned. This is a basic, very basic reference word. Or you can say, I have a major problem with my accommodation, which is located in an extremely remote area, and it is very difficult to travel to the university for my studies as public transport is very poor in this area. Try to rephrase area here. Do not reuse the same word twice in like this close, because again this looks like the range of your vocabulary is not as good as it should be. All right. So again, in terms of paragraphing, you might think of placing this sentence separately because this is the purpose of your letter. And traditionally, it is customary to place the purpose of writing the letter separately. But again, it greatly depends on your sentence structure, so it's going to be up to you how you're going to structure that. Let me explain in more detail. You can actually put a full stop here or a colon because you introduce an explanation, which is great, but not a comma. A comma is a mistake here, so you are not supposed to use a comma. You will lose points if you do. I was informed by the university that my accommodation arrangements would be very convenient whilst I'm studying here. Unfortunately, comma, this is not the case, and I'm very upset about the matter. Okay. I would like to request that alternative accommodation that is more provided um, is arranged for me as soon as possible. Okay, I keep seeing the word accommodation, accommodation, and accommodation, and accommodation again. Try to find synonyms. What other synonyms could you say that? I don't know, apartment, studio, up to you, but do not go back to the same word. Again, this shows that the range of your vocabulary is limited, and that will be reflected in your band score. Okay, and again, you have the word convenient and convenient here. Try to vary your vocabulary by using appropriate synonyms. Okay, I'm finding this issue very distressing. Great use of vocabulary, and would appreciate if you could resolve the issue for me. Okay, and arrange somewhere closer to the university with access to good public transport to commute to university. Okay, perhaps you might have added details, for instance, how long it actually takes you to commute to the university. You have the word commute, that is great. um, this would be a more convincing argument. For example, if you have to waste an entire 4 hours on your daily commute to and from university, that would be completely unforgivable. So that's absolutely convincing. So make sure that you vary the range of your vocabulary. Um, Add a bit of detail here because I have a slight feeling that you are generally saying that how inconvenient it is, but again, perhaps more explanation, more detail would be more convincing. So this is what I have to say. Your paragraphing is great. Your level of politeness is great. You have very, very successful uses of specific words like distressing, would appreciate, access to good public transport, commute, alternative accommodation. This is awesome for this letter. Perfectly formal, perfectly serious, and professional. But make sure that you take care of your punctuation, your vocabulary repeats, and the range of your vocabulary. This is it. All the best and good luck.